The French Revolution, Key Events. Hello, history enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel where we delve into the fascinating events that have shaped our world. Today, we're exploring one of the most significant and transformative periods in history, the French Revolution. From the storming of the Bastille to the rise of Napoleon, we'll walk you through the key events that changed the course of France and the world. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's get started. The Prelude to Revolution, Economic and Social Strife. The state of France pre-revolution. In the late 18th century, France was a nation on the brink. The country was burdened by years of deficit spending, resulting in a massive national debt. King Louis XVI's lavish spending, alongside costly wars such as the American Revolution, had drained the royal coffers. This economic crisis was exacerbated by an outdated and unfair tax system that placed the burden on the third estate, the common people, who were already struggling under the weight of high taxes and food shortages. Social hierarchy and inequality. France's society was divided into three estates: the first estate, clergy; the second estate, nobility; and the third estate, commoners. The third estate made up about 97% of the population but had the least political power and the heaviest tax burden. This glaring inequality and widespread discontent set the stage for a revolution. The spark, the Estates General and the National Assembly. The Estates General of 1789. Faced with financial ruin, King Louis XVI called a meeting of the Estates General in May 1789, the first time it had been convened since 1614. This assembly was meant to address the financial crisis and proposed tax reforms. However, the structure of the Estates General was inherently biased, as each estate had one vote, allowing the first and second estates to outvote the third estate. Formation of the National Assembly. Frustrated by their lack of representation, the delegates of the Third Estate broke away and declared themselves the National Assembly on June 17, 1789. They vowed to draft a new constitution for France, marking the first act of defiance against the king's authority. The storming of the Bastille. The Bastille as a symbol. The Bastille, a medieval fortress and prison in Paris, symbolized the tyranny of the Bourbon monarchy. On July 14, 1789, Parisians, fearing a royal crackdown, stormed the Bastille to seize weapons and gunpowder. Significance of the event. The fall of the Bastille became a powerful symbol of the revolution and the people's will to fight oppression. It marked the beginning of the French Revolution and is celebrated annually in France as Bastille Day. The Great Fear and the Abolition of Feudalism. The Great Fear. In the summer of 1789, a period of panic and riot known as the Great Fear swept through rural France. Peasants, fearing retaliation from the nobility, attacked manors and destroyed feudal records. Abolition of feudal privileges. In response, the National Assembly abolished feudal privileges on August 4, 1789. This historic decree ended centuries-old feudal practices and was a major step towards social equality. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen. Drafting the Declaration. On August 26, 1789, the National Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, a seminal document inspired by the Enlightenment and the American Declaration of Independence. Key principles. The Declaration proclaimed the equality of all men, the sovereignty of the people, and the rights to liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression. It laid the groundwork for modern human rights and democratic principles. The Women's March on Versailles. The March. On October 5, 1789, thousands of women from Paris marched to the Palace of Versailles, demanding bread and protesting against the king's resistance to reform. Impact. The march forced King Louis XVI to move his court to Paris, effectively placing him under the control of the revolutionaries. This event demonstrated the power of popular protest and further diminished the king's authority. The rise of the Radical Revolution. The flight to Versailles. In June 1791, King Louis XVI and his family attempted to flee France, hoping to gather support from foreign allies. They were captured in Versailles and brought back to Paris, leading to a severe loss of trust and credibility. The emergence of political factions. The revolution saw the rise of various political factions, including the Girondins and the more radical Jacobins, led by figures like Maximilien Robespierre. These factions would play crucial roles in the subsequent phases of the revolution. The Reign of Terror. Establishment of the Committee of Public Safety. In 1793, with the revolution under threat from both internal and external enemies, the National Convention established the Committee of Public Safety, led by Robespierre, to protect the Republic. The Terror begins. The Reign of Terror, lasting from 1793 to 1794, was marked by rampant executions and political purges. The guillotine became a symbol of revolutionary justice, claiming the lives of thousands, including King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette. The Thermidorian reaction and the fall of Robespierre. End of the Terror. By mid-1794, the excesses of the Reign of Terror led to growing opposition against Robespierre. On July 27, 1794, 9 Thermidor, he was arrested and executed the following day, marking the end of the Reign of Terror. Consequences. The Thermidorian reaction led to a more conservative phase of the revolution, with the re-establishment of the Directory, a 5-member committee that governed France until 1799. The rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. The coup of 18th Brumaire. On November 9, 1799, 18 Brumaire, General Napoleon Bonaparte led a coup d'état that overthrew the Directory, marking the end of the French Revolution and the beginning of the Napoleonic era. Napoleon's consolidation of power. Napoleon established the consulate, with himself as first consul, and later crowned himself emperor in 1804. His reign brought stability to France but also led to years of Napoleonic wars across Europe. Conclusion. The French Revolution was a complex and multifaceted event that forever altered the course of history. It dismantled an ancient regime, inspired democratic ideals, and set the stage for modern nation-states. From the storming of the Bastille to the rise of Napoleon, each key event played a crucial role in shaping the revolutionary narrative. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey through the French Revolution. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring history.